Greetings and salutations. Excuse my attitude this morning, but it's 4:18. I just got off the phone with the sheriff. Remember a few months ago when I had the fire department and the sheriff's department come up my house to shut me down for building a little fire?
So I decided to burn a little brush today.
What are you burning? Pine needles? Alright, let's put them out. Put them out? Yeah. For what? You can't burn right now. What do you mean you can't burn right now? Burn's closed for the day. Did you call me? No, I did not. You have a burn permit? Why do I need a burn permit to burn pine needles? You need a burn permit to burn these things.
4:15 in the morning. Check this shit out. Are you kidding me? It's 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. I gotta have me a talk with somebody. They're ignoring me now. Am I being unreasonable? Comment down there in the comment section.
6.5 hours later.
Well, it is now 10:35, almost 10:40, and these guys have been at it since 4 o'clock this morning. Now, at 4 o'clock this morning, I was pretty pissed off. Nobody told us that they're going to pour concrete at 4 in the morning, and that's bad on the contractor. He should have done that, at least to give people a heads up. Before I went out and confronted the contractor, actually before I even had the presence of thought to grab the camera and start filming, I had called the sheriff's department, and I had called the, I called the sheriff's department, and to find out what the noise ordinances were in this town. And I found out that there were no noise ordinances in this town, which kind of fed that fire in me. First of all, I was mad because I was awakened at 4 o'clock in the morning after approximately 4.5 hours of sleep. And then I found out that there wasn't a noise ordinance, but there is a dust ordinance, which is loosely enforced, if at all. And there's also a fire ordinance, so you can't burn yard trash on your 1 acre lot because you might catch the desert on fire, apparently. And the thing that really irritated me, and just was like a scab, and just picking at that scab, is that in order to burn yard trash, leaves, pine needles, these weeds that grow out here like weeds, in order to burn that stuff, you need to get a burn permit. You need to get a copy of your homeowner's insurance and take it to the township offices and get a burn permit. And anytime that you want to do a burn, you have to call them to see if it's okay. So you have to ask permission twice to burn yard trash that comes from your yard on your property. And then their hours for burning are between the hours of 8 and 4 during the week, and 8 and noon on the weekend. So there's time restrictions. You can't burn yard trash at night. You can't burn it early in the morning. But apparently you can come out to a piece of property that's having a house constructed on it, and you can set up a 15 kilowatt light plant 30 feet from some dude's bedroom window and fire that thing up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and set another one up on the other side, pointed at the house, and light the place up like it's a Christmas tree, I mean, it was obnoxious. Oh, and then I went and started came unglued on the poor foreman out here. He just, he's just doing his job, and I went out there and unleashed on him with a plethora of 4-letter expletives. Are you effing nuts? It's 4 o'clock in the effing morning. What the F do you think you're doing? And kind of deleted some of that colorful language out. I yelled at the foreman and said, "Hey man, my boss just told us to come out here and do this job." And I'm like, "Well, give me your boss's phone number." And I got his card and I called him up, and I got a voicemail. And then I called the sheriff's again, because the first sheriff's deputy I talked to hung up on me because he didn't want to deal with a pissed off homeowner. Anyway, I called the sheriff's department again, and while I was on hold to talk to a sergeant, this guy called me back. Of course, I'm going to talk to the cops before I talk to this guy. So, long story long, the contractor, I called the contractor back, and I said to him, I says, "You awake yet?" He says, "Yeah." I says, "So am I, but I didn't want to be." And I laid into him, and he's like, "Well, the thing is, this time of the year it starts to get warm, and we like to get out ahead of the, if it's going to be hot, we need to get out ahead of it so that." And I'm familiar with this because I poured concrete. That's why I moved here, to pour concrete. I know all about pouring early in the morning when it's cool. It's hot, brutal work, especially in the desert. But it's April, and forecast for today was 83 and partly sunny. They were wrong again. It's really sunny, but it's still not 100 degrees, right? It's 10:45 now, and they're finishing the concrete. They've got the power trowels on it, and they're done pouring for today. Tomorrow they're coming out to cut, and Monday they're coming out to pour the patio. The owner of the company, the contracting company, actually came out and talked to me, handed me a $100 gift card. And $100 goes a long way to soothe some ruffled feathers, let me tell you. I didn't want to throat punch him anymore. And we had a good talk, and he apologized for not informing. And I felt kind of bad, and I apologize for calling him at 4 o'clock in the morning with a plethora of F-bombs. That's really not very professional of me. Yesterday morning, they started at 6 a.m., and I was awakened at 6 a.m. by the sound of a hot saw. And if you don't know what a hot saw is, it's a 2-stroke cut-off saw. They use it you can put an abrasive wheel on it, like a 14-inch abrasive wheel, and cut through steel, or you can put a diamond blade on it and cut through concrete. They're obnoxiously loud, and that's what I woke up to. Right up. I mean, the house next door that's being built is literally, 50 or 60 feet from my house, from my bedroom where I sleep. So, it's really loud. But anyway, all is well now, and these guys will probably be done by noon anyway. Well, I try to put myself in a position, because I've been in this position before as a crew leader. You want to balance the rights of other people with your right to make a living. And I've run jobs. I was a crew foreman for 14 years. I was a foreman for roughly 14 years, and worked in a lot of people's backyards, and I just didn't show up until after 7 o'clock. It didn't matter. People got to sleep. And if you're a contractor and you're working in a residential area and you need to get out ahead of the weather to get that particular part of the job done, you knew that 24 hours ago. You should get out, and do the right thing, and knock on a neighbor's door and say, "Look, this is what our plan is. I wanted to let you know, because I don't want there to be any surprises when we show up at 4 o'clock in the morning and start firing up light plants, and night turns into day, like that." That would have gone a long way. It would have saved him $100. But this guy doesn't know it, but he just bought me another pistol. So there's that. Well, like I said, that was my Friday. I hope your Friday is going a whole lot better than mine is. Hopefully, if that's the worst my Friday is, I'm a blessed man, I suppose, and I should be looking at my blessings rather than my grievances and focusing on what's important. and this isn't really all that important, but it seemed like it was really important at 4 o'clock this morning. I hope at least you got a chuckle out of it. And if you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, and you thought this video sucked, then click the down button. Either way is okay with me. Until next time, you have fun, stay safe, shoot straight, keep your powder dry, and have a splendid day. And now, more coffee. Bye.